How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you all more Face of the Franchise Legend gameplay. I'm going to be using Lou Brock in the starting lineup in left field. I'm going to be using Eric Davis in center field and mainly focusing the video on him. He is going to be making his debut in terms of starting in the lineup for today's video, as well as we're going to be using Jim Thome at first base, George Brett at third base. I have a couple guys on the bench as well, Harmon Killebrew, and we're also going to be using Kerry Wood. So let's go ahead and hide the face cam. We'll get right into it. And this opponent also has Orel Hershiser shut me down in the first inning. After using a couple of these pitchers, it's safe to say that Orel Hershiser is by far the best pitcher in Stage 3 Team Affinities. I've used John Smoltz. I'm trying out Kerry Wood right here. I tried out Al Leiter. Didn't really use them for too much of a sample size, but just based on the sample size that I do have, Orel Hershiser is above and beyond all of these pitchers. His movement, his control, the way he pitches with runners in scoring position and on base. We're going to be facing him in this one, so we'll get a good look at what he's bringing to the table, as well as seeing what Kerry Wood can bring to the table here. He is a little bit wild. Kerry Wood does have a really good pitch mix, but it's very tough to control his individual pitch selection. The only pitch that he really has good control on is his fastball. Everything else has subpar control attributes. Some of them are in the 50s, some of them are in the 60s, so we do have to keep an eye on that as well. Here's our first hit of the ball game. It's an ugly one. Jim Thome, he smacks that one up the middle, I guess, for a base knock. That's a line drive in the scorebook, but a blooper with just late or very late feedback jammed hit. It's going to bring up George Brett. We get one through the hole there. Had a good opportunity with the bottom half of the lineup there. Jackie Robinson did not get the job done, so he did not score. So we end up starting off this next inning with the leadoff walk. That's the one thing you never want to do to start off an inning. You can't defend against the walk, so now we're trying to pitch to Buster Posey here. And I'm trying to mix in some of this off speed. I want to try and get this opponent to chase. I'm trying to use all 5 of his pitches to determine what the out pitch is going to be, or what is an effective pitch to get this guy out if I need to go to a certain location or a certain pitch. So with all that being said, we get the pop up here on a 3-1 count. Kind of bailed me out a little bit. If he would have took more pitches there, maybe would have been able to draw a walk. I was extremely wild with this card at this time. Here we're throwing a slurve on the inside corner. I tried to throw it on the outside half, but we missed our spot there. He does score the first run of the ball game. So depending on how this inning goes is going to determine how long I keep Kerry Wood in the game. I mean, I might actually take him out the next time he comes up to the plate, because we're already going to be down a couple runs here. Down 3 as he scores from first base with Biggio, and Mickey Mantle cashes those guys in. So top of the third, I did actually pinch hit. I brought in Larry Walker and got out with him, so kind of a wasted opportunity there. But Lou Brock is smacking a base hit, so he's our leadoff hitter. We do have Eric Davis up, stole second with Lou, and that's going to be a run. That's why Lou Brock is so effective, because a single is just as good as a double with him pretty much. It's extremely tough to throw him out. And now we have 96 speed with 98 steal. I'm looking to take second once again. He has Buster Posey behind the dish, the prestige version with diamond fielding and an increased arm. So that's something to keep an eye on, but the aggressiveness pays off in this situation as Pablo Sanchez hits one into the gap. He's our cleanup hitter in this one. Just wanted to mix up the lineup with some of these Face of the Franchise legends. I wanted to have that speed at the top and then also continue the speed on throughout the first couple of batters with Lou Brock, Eric Davis, Mickey Mantle, and then 84 speed Pablo Sanchez. Anyway, I figured I would go to Orel Hershiser out of the bullpen. He had full energy, and this guy's just hitting, man. He's just hitting everything. He gets something going here. 2 guys on with nobody down, and this is not good. I mean, this is my best pitcher, I would think. I think that's safe to say after using Hershiser a few times. This is my second time using him. He is going to be my go-to, my ace. Anytime I need a big game out of anybody, I'm going to look to use Hershiser. But to take a look at what happens right here, I'm not even really sure what happened. Maybe he tried to send the runner to third base from second and then accidentally sent Jim Thome back to third there. I'm not really sure what happened, but it does cost him a run, and that run may be a big deciding factor in this game. But we have Lou Brock leading this one off, top of the 5th inning, and he's smacking a perfect line drive into the gap. I'm hoping this is a triple. I'm going to try and extend it right out of the box, but he got it in pretty quickly. Mickey Mantle out there gets the ball in. We're playing at Ship It, so they have smaller gaps. Here, Eric Davis, a really good chance to score another RBI, and I messed that one up. Swung on top of the cutter, a leadoff double, and I'm unable to score. Just leaving runs off the board, especially when I'm losing, that just can't happen. But here we dot up a changeup, perfect pitch, perfect location right there. Get the check swing looking, and then we get out of the inning with the cutter away. This Hershiser, if you're able to locate with him, he is deadly. This card is really tough to hit. This opponent was dicing me up with the cutter inside, the sinker inside. I got a couple check swings on the off speed because it's a large speed differential between the two. But here we have George Brett. George Brett is ripping another base hit, so he's 2 for 3 in this game. Kind of breaking out a little bit. I didn't really use him too much in the previous video, but I did at least try him out for one at bat. Here with Jackie Robinson, I'm not even sure how this ball is not sent out or sent off the wall. 80 power. I felt like I had really good timing with that last one. It was a low and away pitch. I swung with good, and I even swung a little bit late to try to go with it. But here we do capitalize on the game time run. Reggie Jackson in for Orel Hershiser. We're going to be using Rob Dibble to try and close this one out. We're also going to be using Mariano Rivera. So this is going to be Mariano Rivera's debut. I picked him up, the 5th inning boss. But here Eric Davis is sending out a no-doubt homer against Rob Dibble on the 102 fastball up in the zone. That's a nice no-doubter from Eric Davis. He has a really fast swing, and I think that he is one of my favorite cards that I've recently picked up out of the Face of the Franchise Legends. A card that I wasn't really sure about, but after just using him for a handful of at-bats, I can just really tell that he's going to be extremely glitchy. He has a really fast swing, and he also kind of puts the bat over the middle of the plate or over the strike zone. If you are using the strike zone camera for pitching, then it will disrupt the pitching feedback as well. But this is exactly why I use a creative player at shortstop with diamond fielding. Anybody else, I think, in the entire game, he beats that out. I'm not really sure if any other shortstop would make that play. Maybe Carlos Correa because he has the 99 arm strength, but who knows? Here's another great opportunity, the diamond fielding shortstop, and that's a clutch out, man. I mean, top of the 8th, we're getting closer to the last few outs of this game. I'm trying to be aggressive, trying to get some insurance runs, and another inning where I had a chance to score, got a leadoff hit, and just was not able to capitalize there. So anyway, we're going into the bottom of the 8th. I'm using Cole Hamels. I'm pretty much using an entirely new team besides a couple of core hitters. I'm using like all of these new pitchers. I'm going to be using Tom Henke in this one as well. You will see a little bit of clips from him. I'm going to be closing it out with Mariano Rivera as long as everything goes as planned. So we get the first 2 outs of this inning right away and then give up a solo shot with Cole Hamels facing Cody Bellinger. So I think this card is really good. I just haven't really had too much of an opportunity to use him. I figured I would go to Tom Henke. He goes to a pinch hitter. We're kind of playing a matchup battle, and he went with Mike Trout. I went with the forkball, smacks it up the middle for a double against the shift. So he does have the go-ahead run coming up to the plate. We have Tom Henke in as well. Throw a hanging slider, and luckily he rolls it over to the shortstop. That was a good located pitch with good feedback. Just Tom Henke has about 70-something control on that slider, and you kind of have to be careful with that pitch when you use him. So I think he's very good from the few times I've used him, the 2 innings I've used him, but not enough sample size once again to give my final thoughts. That last inning we got a base hit with Eric Davis, unable to capitalize on another inning where we left some guys on base. We just left some runs on the board. But here we're closing it out with Mariano Rivera, the 99 overall closing pitcher from the 5th inning program, and that was a terrible pitch right down the middle. Luckily, we got a critical play. Mickey Mantle makes the play out there in right. Now we're facing Sandberg. I went with the slider. Low and away. This guy smashed it. Luckily, it stays in the yard, though. Eric Davis with diamond fielding in center field. Gets the ball in pretty quick. I'm using Mickey Mantle in right just because he would have gold fielding in both positions. We get a huge pickoff play. Not really sure. He wanted to take an extra lead to try and score the run. But honestly, if he just plays this at bat out, Mickey Mantle is his best hitter. He's 2 for 4 with them. And honestly probably could have hit a go-ahead, walk-off home run, or at least tie the game up. That pitch right there was over the middle. I missed the feedback. I missed the hoop a little bit, but Lou Brock tracks that one down, and we do get the save with Mariano Rivera in his debut as well. So I am really enjoying trying out a lot of these cards. I was hoping to go live on Twitch to play with some of these guys and show them to you guys live and debut them live, but just had a lot of things to take care of today, and I think I will just be back at it again tomorrow. But I wanted to try and get this video up a little bit later than usual, but I was really excited to try some of these new cards out. I'm going to probably sell Kerry Wood because I bought him off the market and his price actually went up. So I'm going to go ahead and sell him and probably pick up a different guy to try out. Maybe AJ Burnett, maybe a different hitter. I'm not really sure quite yet, but we do have a couple packs here. Forbes Field in the Classic Stadium. I'll just go ahead and take that one because it is an interesting ballpark. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you guys are really enjoying the content as well as I am. But until next time, peace out.